So I finally got done playing Metroid Prime 4 and I want to talk about it. So hi, I'm back. I really enjoyed making the last video. So I thought, while I'm enjoying it, let's try and make some more of these videos. At the end of the day, I love playing video games. I love talking about video games, and that's what I'm doing now. I am living completely on my own now, so I have a whole apartment for myself, so I'm not really bothering anyone. So why not, right? As long as I keep enjoying it. But let's get on to Metroid Prime 4 now. So, Metroid Prime 4, ever since it came out in November, it's been quite controversial among Metroid fans. So what do I think? Do I agree with the criticism, or do I think it's, completely overblown? Both, for various different reasons. So the first thing I want to talk about, because that's quite important with Metroid Prime, is the whole atmosphere. Now I think they completely nailed that. The game looks like classic Metroid Prime. The game feels like classic Metroid Prime. So, in terms of atmosphere and, again, the whole look and feel of the game, I think they completely nailed that. They may have mostly done that because, let's be honest, most of the areas are kind of recycling things from the original Metroid Prime. Fury Green is basically a new Talon overworld. Ice Belt is pretty much a new Phendrana Drifts. But if you can excuse the fact that, these are very basic areas, the atmosphere of the game is great. But of course, that's not where the main criticism that most people have with the game comes from. One of the biggest criticisms that the game has are its characters, because Metroid Prime usually doesn't really feature a whole lot of human characters. In Metroid Prime, you're mostly on your own. That's a big part of the atmosphere, is just being very isolated. You don't really get that here. You have a whole cast of characters. Personally though, I didn't have no issue with that at all. I enjoyed the characters. I thought they were fun, quirky personalities. I understand that not everyone is a fan of Miles McKenzie. He's kind of this stereotypical nerdy character. I understand that. I didn't have a problem with that. The other big criticism that the game has, I agree with a whole lot more though, and that is Soul Valley. In fact, I think most of the problems that I have with the game are kind of related to Soul Valley. My biggest issue with Metroid Prime 3 was the fact that the areas in the first two Metroid Prime games were very interconnected. So you could get from Talon Overworld to Chozo Ruins, from Chozo Ruins to Magmore Caverns. But from Magmore Caverns you could get to various other locations as well. So there were different ways from getting from one place to another. Metroid Prime 3 kind of changed that around by having every area be on a completely different planet. So if you wanted to go from one area to another, you had to use your ship. In Metroid Prime 4, that's something I really hope they would fix, but I actually think they made it worse. It looks like they fixed it at first, because the game this time, again, takes place on one planet, but you still have the issue with every area being completely separated from each other. They used to be separated, in Metroid Prime 3 they were separated by, different planets. In Metroid Prime 4 they are separated by Soul Valley. So what is Soul Valley? It is a huge wasteland, and every area in the game, so Ice Belt, Lava Lake, whatever it was called, the Great Mines, all of those, you have to access them through Soul Valley. The entrance in Soul Valley, as well as, all of these areas having one entrance that you have to go through to get to the place, but also to get back to Soul Valley. Whereas in the first two Metroid Prime games, areas didn't really have an entrance. So again, there were multiple different ways to get to different areas. But whereas in Metroid Prime 3, you just had to, go to your ship and sit through a cutscene to get to a new area. I actually think they made it worse here, because this time you don't only have to sit through a cutscene, you also have to ride your bike to the new area, which takes some time, and it's not like you're having a lot of fun in Soul Valley. Soul Valley is very, barren. Not a lot to do there. You have to get green energy crystals, but it is not as if that's a really fun thing to do or something. So when it comes to that, yeah, I 100% agree with the criticism of the game. Another point of criticism that I want to talk about, that I didn't think I would have until I finished the game, is the ending. I didn't like the ending. I really didn't. Obviously I won't spoil anything, but When the credits started rolling, I was like, really? That's it? There's no resolution to the story at all. The game pretty much ends on a cliffhanger. I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe they want to continue some of that in Metroid Prime 5. Maybe they want to make a movie because Nintendo is all into doing that now. I have no idea. There's various theories floating around the internet. But yeah, I didn't like that. That's not a big issue for me because, let's be honest, nobody plays Metroid Prime for the story. But still, it was just a weird ending. Overall though, I thought the game was a lot of fun. Again, when it comes to the atmosphere, the whole look and feel of the game, I think that is great. The game plays, for the most part, a lot like the other Metroid Prime games. So if you enjoyed those, you'll probably enjoy this one. Is it the greatest Metroid Prime game? Yeah, obviously not. Is it the worst Metroid Prime game? Yeah, probably. But that doesn't mean it's a bad game. If anything, that just speaks for the quality of the whole series in general. Would I recommend this to anyone? That depends. It's on the Switch. If you have a Switch, I'd say play Metroid Prime Remastered. That's the remastered version of the original Metroid Prime. It's a much better game. But if you enjoyed that one and you want more, yeah, absolutely, go for it. If you enjoy Metroid Prime, you'll probably enjoy this. I think the main problem is that we had to wait 15 years since Metroid Prime 3 for this game. So there were a lot of expectations. If you go into it without all those high expectations, it's a fun enough game. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on Metroid Prime 4. And I would love to know your thoughts. Have you played it? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Do you agree with the criticism? Do you have completely any of your own thoughts? Let me know in the comments. And who knows, maybe I'll post more of these reviews because I'm enjoying talking about it, kind of sharing my thoughts. So bye bye.